That reminds me of the Always Sunny in Philadelphia scene where they're at the high school reunion and he has to storm out to his car and he goes into the trunk of his car and gets all of his tools.
I am assuming you made a joke, Dylan, but I am bad at multitasking, so I completely missed it. But that's okay. You don't have to do it again for me. We'll just move on. Hello everybody. Happy Monday, November 10th. Hopefully you all are enjoying the weather and the start of the week. I will show you my outside real quick because we just got our first snow in Louisville, Kentucky. It's not much, but we did get some snow. So
Where'd you order it from?
we ordered it from, I've heard from the Netherlands because it's pretty warm there right now and it's supposed to be cold. That's what Renee told me.
Good, good, good.
Um, so today we have an exciting call. We are going to talk a little bit about the competitions that are going on for ambassadors in November. So we have two sales competitions. But then we're going to give out some assets and some useful tools for you all on how you can talk about RPS and how you can talk about route travel to help explain it to people, to help pitch those things and explain why it's useful. Um, I had 7 or 8 messages from ambassadors in the last 2 weeks asking why RPS is special and why they should pitch it to people and why it is useful for them as ambassadors. And so I realized that we must have a major lack of knowledge about RPS and why it is useful for the community. And why it is useful for you all as ambassadors. So that's kind of our focus of today. I want to make sure that all ambassadors understand that because RPS is probably the best tool for you as ambassadors to measure your growth and to help you earn more. So I'm going to get Dylan and Marty's help for that as we go into the training today. And so that's just a little overview of what it is. So we'll go over the different contests and competitions, get some updates on that. We're going to talk about RPS and what makes it so special. And then the last thing of the call, we will share out some tools I made for you all to help you all talk about these things. Dylan, Marty, anything to add?
Now, I just want to point out though that all information on RPS, if anyone in your downline as an ambassador or a customer is curious about the benefits of RPS, that is always in the back office in the document section.
Yeah, good point, Dylan.
Great
Um,
point.
so two things to start with. We're in the middle of these competitions. So we have the two competitions. One is anybody who is able to sign up 10 new RPS members that could be brand new customers or people who were not on RPS that joined. They will get a swag box from Root HQ. We actually just finished ordering all the products last week that will be in the swag boxes for people. So we're very excited for that. And we have somebody who just passed halfway there to earning it. And so I wanted to give a shout out to Ika Boz. I hope I'm saying it right. I actually looked up a YouTube video on how to say Ika's name correctly. But if Ika is on here, I wanted to give a congratulations. I believe she was at 6 RPSs last time I checked, so new RPSs.
Wow.
We have 5 other people who have signed up 5 RPS members. And so I just want to continue to urge you all signing up RPS members in this month is a huge prize for you all and a major competition. And we're excited to see who else can reach it. And hopefully the training today helps out with that. So,
And the tools.
yes, the tools. Congratulations, Ika Boz, for that. We are really proud of you. And then our second competition is just a sales competition. So you have 3 markers you should hit. either $25,000 in sales, 50,000 or 100,000, and you get to combine your level 1, level 2, and level 3 volume. And we have two people who have almost, and they actually might have hit it today. I haven't checked their results today, but they've almost hit the first level of prizes, and that is Doc Armand's team of him and his two levels below him, and then Mark Vonderstruck's team of 3 levels. And so shout out to Doc Armand and Mark for being so close to reaching that first level. And we hope you all get all the way to the top level of prizes because we want to make sure we have people visiting Nashville for the HQ trip. Awesome. I'm just going to pause a little bit and see. A lot of congratulations. Thank you all for being so supportive. There are a lot of other people who are close as well. I just picked out the top names. So we're excited for the update next week. I'm assuming next week we'll start having people actually achieve the prizes and we'll continue to give them out shout outs when that happens. So thank you all for your hard work and please reach out if you have questions on the competitions. I've talked to Daniela a little bit, Suzanne, Dominique, Verena, all people just asking for clarifications. Doc Armand, I've talked to a couple times as well. So if you are confused on it or have questions, please reach out. That is what we are here for. Awesome. Good work, everybody. So the meat of our call, RPS, and why is it so special for customers and why is it so special for ambassadors? And so I already see some comments in the chat, but that's exactly what I wanted to start off with. I wanted to see if we could put in the chat what 3 of the major benefits of RPS was and see if we could have ambassadors share that either by raising your hand or putting in the chat and seeing if the community knows 3 things that makes RPS special.
I will say all the comments are missing the number one thing on the RPS page. Like when you go to the root prime, like the number one thing on there, the first thing you see has not been said yet.
Thank you, Jill. I get it though. So Jill.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. So I feel like I'll probably stutter even though I say it every single day. So first and foremost, in the month of November is free shipping on the first order, no minimum on that order, which is huge. That's the biggest complaint that I received. So that one's huge. No minimum and free shipping on the first order. 10% off all orders. Flexibility to change your order month to month so you are not locked into anything. Quarterly rewards. So every 4 monthly orders, auto ships that go out, you get a minimum of $50 back in rewards. Some people get 100, some people get 150, free to sign up, cancel anytime.
Thank you. Yes. And that hits on it. And that is perfect. And that is very big for customers to know that. And I like what Tammy has added too. And thank you, Dominique. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Elizabeth. I see a lot of good answers there. But another key thing, and I think Tammy and Dominique said this, you can change it at any time. You're not tied into ordering ROM roasts for 3 months straight, but you can literally change it month to month depending on what you want. If you're running low on Give Me Back My Youth, you can get Give Me Back My Youth 1 month, and then the next month you can get 2 Clean Slate. And so that is another big thing. Dylan, did you have any other things to add as well? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I'm going to share my screen real quick because I just want to make sure everyone knows where these benefits are on the website because it's not a document on these ones. RPS is right here in Root Prime. When you click into that, it just brings you to this page and it tells you everything about RPS. But we have great graphics. Thank you, Marty, the marketing team for Marty. Here's how it breaks down. So it's $50 for this level of money, 100, and we added the $150 one, I think 2 or 3 years ago. But something that everyone forgets though, you get $15 value shipping tokens for your in-between orders. So that means that if you order it on November 10th and you run out of products before December 10th, you still get free shipping on a non-RPS order, up to 2 orders actually. And then a lot of people say this one too, but there's a VIP customer support section. And of course, for this month, there is no shipping at all on RPS orders. So I just want to make sure everyone knew where this page was on the website, just right here. And then we can go back to Jill too. There you go.
I do want to point out one thing about the 2 free shippings in between. Those don't count towards your reward points. So it's great. You should use that if you run out of something. But I do see some of my customers and I get back in touch with them. I try to look at everybody's RPS and in between orders, because if you have more points there, then you're not getting the benefit of the reward. So I try to remind people the majority of your orders should go through the auto ship, and then use the in between for sales, for your reward codes, for things you run out of. But the majority of your points should be on your auto ship.
Yeah, thank you. And the whole point of that in between order shipping is because we do know some people at random times, like I'll go through Immune Defense Shield sometimes within 2 weeks because of travel. Every time I travel somewhere, I'm taking much more Immune Defense Shield. So I'll have to up that as an in-between order. So thank you, Jill.
Thank you all. That was perfect. And I will say most ambassadors are really good at that point of talking about how it benefits customers. And so I loved seeing all the answers for that. The part that I don't think ambassadors understand as much is why is having people on RPS useful for themselves as ambassadors? And so that is something I really wanted to hit on today, and see if you all, the ambassadors and the community, could give some reasons why RPS is so useful for you all as ambassadors to have customers on RPS. So if you all do have some thoughts or answers and want to raise your hand again or put it in the chat, I would love to see what you all come up with. So again, the question is, why is having customers on RPS so useful for you all as ambassadors? Wow. Quick answers from Kathy, Joe, and Amber right there. Yes, Glinda, that is a huge point. Angela, do you want to share?
Ja,
You,
wir können, ich spreche Deutsch, es geht schneller für mich. Wir können Punkte bzw. Dollar abkassieren für 19 RPS-Mitglieder. Zusätzlich zu mir sind es jeweils $10, die wir zusätzlich als Bonus von euch bekommen. Und das ist grandios.
yep. And I would like to actually like really dive into that because see some people saying 20, some saying 19. And the clarification for that is if I have 19 people underneath me, all on RPS, as long as I'm on RPS, I'm the 20th person. Your account counts
Genau.
20. And then I do want to point out something else too, because it's not talked about enough, but there's no cap on how many people in your downline will affect. You can have, let's say in 10 years, you have 500 people all in RPS. All 500 people will give you that benefit of the money coming back to you.
Yeah, good point, Dylan. And so this is what I really wanted to highlight, and I'll go through it real quick. And all the reasons were said. I have one additional reason to say at the end. But first thing is that if you have customers on RPS, you are able to predict with some certainty what your income will be or your commissions every month. And so if customers are on RPS, you can assume they will at least have a dollar around $75. Our average RPS order is actually $131. And so you can predict with some certainty how much money you'll have come into you as commissions. And that is huge for ambassadors. The second thing that you can do is that bonus that everybody was mentioning, and I'm so glad you all know that. The 19 plus yourself, and if you hit that level, you get $10 per person on RPS. And I said this a couple weeks ago, but 3 out of our top 5 earners and the root of all-time earning as root ambassadors, 3 out of the top 5 are people who have the most RPS customers underneath them. So every month when Ahmet and I pay out the RPS bonus, 3 of those people get the majority of their earnings from that bonus that they earn every month. And we love to see it. Those 3 people all have over 150 people signed up as RPS members underneath them. And I think we often forget that that level 1 volume, that 15%, and then getting that RPS bonus is huge. And it took them a while to get to those numbers. It didn't happen in 5 months. It took them 3 or 4 years to build it up to that. But I want to encourage you all to use this month of November with these benefits to start this process of earning that $200 bonus or higher from that 20 members on RPS, because it is such a great way to earn commission, especially for those who are at lower levels and newer ambassadors. And so I think that is huge. Shout out to everybody that does have over 20 RPS members, because we love paying out that bonus every month. Dylan, anything to add before I go into the last 2 reasons it's useful?
I might actually hit those. So I want to say, as an ambassador, if you're not on RPS, you're missing out on free money to give out to people with the tokens. I know we already talked about the tokens are a benefit to customers, but if you're an ambassador and you're not collecting tokens every 4 orders, then you're missing out on an opportunity to, one, get tokens for yourself and your orders. But 2, I've never once used one of my tokens on myself. I give it out to people all the time. I know Duquesne does too. I think Jill does as well. But those are great to give to brand new customers and say, hey, try this product. Here's a free $50 token. Use this at checkout. I just want to talk about that one because we always talk about the benefits. But if you're not on it yourself, you're missing out on one of the best ones to help you grow as an ambassador.
Thank you, Dylan. And that definitely was one of them. The last thing that I wanted to add is that for ambassadors who push out RPS to their customers, you all open up the chance for them to do our limited launches, our RPS calls, our special sales that RPS members get themselves. And so you all are essentially opening up once a month an extra chance for you all to get additional commissions from that. And you don't even have to do any work with that, because we put on the RPS calls and we come up with the specials and the sales. And that is something that Dr. Ram and Clayton want to make sure that once a month in 2026, every month there will be a special sale only for RPS members. And so when you all get people on RPS, you open up the ability for them to join these RPS calls and be part of these special sales we do and potentially earn more income from it. And you all don't have to do any of the work in that, because Root HQ is always the one who is putting on those RPS calls. You all just have to spread the word. If your customers or clients come to it, great. If not, you don't lose anything on it. So that was the last thing I wanted to point out. I think people forget the potential earning that can happen from these monthly sales that we're going to be doing. And it's a great tool for you all as ambassadors to get a little extra commissions and income from those special sales going on. So those were the main things. I want to make sure that you all as ambassadors understand that having people on RPS is not just good for the customers themselves, but it is also good for you all as ambassadors to have a strong customer base on RPS. Anybody who is also a personal trainer, a wellness coach, a doctor, clinician, anything like that, RPS is great as well for your customers for the health benefits of them being on products month over month. But I kind of kept that out because it is always good for people to be on the products and have it on repeat so they can really get the health benefits. But I wanted to focus a little bit more on the business side today. So I'm great that we all know this. Dominique, yes, that is a great point too. I do think RPS really shows the customer loyalty, but also RPS members can really be part of the Root community. I think they get an extra feel of what the Root community is like. So that's a great point. I wanted to show you all some things that I had created. that you all can take with you. And if you or somebody in your community or an ambassador underneath you has trouble talking about RPS, maybe this is something useful that you could share with them. And I wanted to show you all how I created this so that you can do this yourself in the future. And then I'll actually share those things out with you. So let me,
As a marketing guy, I'm super excited about this.
yeah, Marty, you have no idea what I did, I don't think.
I'm super stoked right now.
I had free time on Friday, and so this is what I did with my free time. Which, as Dylan and Marty know, that is very rare for me to have free time. Okay, I know this freaks some of us out. This is ChatGPT. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about AI right now, but I do want to show you all how it can be useful, especially if you're not feeding it too much personal information or anything like that. It can be a great tool for you all to use in your business. Like as root ambassadors, it can assist you and almost be a assistant for you all to grow your business. And so what I created today, you can see it up here. I created a simple pitch deck, pitch training on how to talk about RPS with people. And it took me maybe 30 minutes to do. So I wanted to show you all how I can do this or how I did this because you all can also do this with anything that you want to talk about. I do have it in German and French as well, so I will share that out. The translation is not perfect. I just used chat translations. So my French and German ambassadors make a copy and you can make it sound better because I know there's translation issues, but I at least gave you the basis for it. So what I did, I just asked, can you please create a training or pitch one pager for how to sell RPS subscriptions to new customers. And this is the key thing that people often miss. I'll add in root here. And then what I did is I got a link, said that weird, a link from the root brands of our root prime page that Dylan showed so that it could get the details from that page. And so if I wanted to do this with the Trinity, I could say, please create a one pager on why the Trinity is special using this information below. And I would get a link from the Trinity page and send it here. Or I would get a marketing asset that Marty shares and use it there. Or I would create the marketing card on the omega-3 krill oil, and I would put that card and attach it here and ask it to make a one pager for me. And so I want to show you all, one, how I did this, and I will share it with you. But two, I want to teach you all how you can do this yourself so you don't always have to rely on marketing or Dylan or myself to get something to you, especially during our busy seasons like the holiday sales. So link, and I'm adding in, please use the link below for information. I'm very polite even when I talk to AI. I don't know why. I just say please for everything. And as you can see, it created a whole information deck about Root Prime and how I can talk about it to people. What I will do then is I will usually read through it and ask it to make changes based off what I see in here that might not be correct. And so it gives you all this information in a way that you can use to train your ambassadors. You can share it with friends that are curious about RPS. You could send this to customers. If it's too long, you can even say, can you make this shorter and easier to read for a potential customer?
I was gonna say concise too. Good job, chat.
And there you go. Here's a simple one pager that it made on what would make Root Prime special. And then what I often do is I will copy it to an actual Google Doc and I will go through and make changes that I want to make and make sure it sounds more like me or whatever it is. So I'm going to pause right here and get questions from Marty or get additions from Marty and Dylan and then hold for questions.
So just real quick, I want to make sure everyone's very clear because I'm sure 99% of people get this. That link he used, people don't even need to have an account. It's just the website link to the Root Prime page that I showed earlier. And you can do that. So when he said about Trinity, if you click into the Trinity and you copy and paste that URL without even a account, you don't have to log in, but you can copy and paste the URL to the Trinity pack, Crush, Sculpt, whatever product you want. You can put that URL, the link, into ChatGPT and ask it. Sophie, you don't actually hold on. I'm just gonna for everyone. That way, in case anyone else has questions too.
Ooh, I made people mad by saying please to AI, so I apologize for that. I just say please to everybody. Please and thank you are my normal language. Anytime I talk with anybody, please and thank you. It's a great tool that my mom raised me with, so apologies there. Didn't mean to upset people.
But so as everyone can see, I'm not logged in. There it is. You can do this with any link on any website ever. If you want to say, ChatGPT, make me something to showcase krill oil, boom, there's your link. So no, Sophie, there's no account that's needed. But luckily,
Now,
we have an account.
If you want to make it so that in this information you include a link, you can do that as well. That's the great thing. You can say, add my direct referral code at the bottom. I cannot spell. This is not my code, but I'm just giving an example. And it will literally add that. Now, I do see some comments in here saying you shouldn't do this unless they're already made an account or whatever it is. A reminder, at ambassador trainings, we are not telling you what you have to do. We are simply giving you a tool. If you like it and enjoy it, you can use it. You can change it and do it the way you want, but we're not telling you how to do this exactly. Our goals here are to give you information, teach you on simple ways to do things, and then let you all modify it so you can use this the way that you want. And so again, yes, everybody will use this differently. Sophie, we're not here to tell you how exactly you send this out to people. If you all want to wait until somebody is an actual customer to do this, that is fine. If you all don't like this, you also don't have to use it. But we are simply here to give you tools and show you how we do things at HQ so you are kind of kept in the loop. And again, never telling you all you have to do something. We are not here to do that. Every Root ambassador is running their own business. And so we really encourage everybody to run your business the way you choose. But we're simply here to give you additional tools that might help you, or maybe you don't like it and don't want to use. So
it's just gonna take, everybody got to understand too, I'm reading, it's just gonna take information that's already on the website. It's not gonna add information from other sites. It's just gonna take information from the link that Duquesne put in. So basically whatever's already on the website, it's just giving you a condensed version of it.
Actually, Duquesne, can you do me a favor real quick?
yes.
Can you go back, stay on the page you're on, RPS pitch? Can you click done just for a second though?
Second, I'm trying to get all
gotcha.
these.
Something, because people are asking how to put their codes in here. This is something that you can share out as a document. You can have a link on this page that goes to the same RPS page where he used for the link. And you can just type in your code with it. You can also, like, whatever you want to do, yeah.
I showed people how to do it already. So again, I just asked, sorry, Dylan, that wasn't to you. I'm just letting people know. I add my direct referral code at the bottom and it did it for me. I can copy and paste this and put it on a Google Doc, or I can make a PDF out of it or however I want. Also, again, you could, well, go ahead, Dylan, continue.
I also want to point out some hacks to doing this because obviously we have some great products out that came out this year or late last year that only are available on RPS. Krill oil is probably
Yeah.
the biggest one, and you can put in krill oil's information here. We don't have to go through all of that because I'm sure people understand what I'm saying. You can take the krill oil URL, put it into ChatGPT, and you can combine RPS benefits with krill oil because the only way to buy krill is to be on RPS and get it through RPS. The second one, which we don't talk about enough, but the easiest way to win this challenge for RPS is route travel. You can do the same thing that he just did and say, can you incorporate route travel as a benefit here? Because it's the cheapest way to get Root Prime subscription.
Oh, you guessed my next thing, Dylan,
Oh.
but keep going.
Okay. But think about the best ways you want to promote this. It doesn't have to just be the bland way Duquesne said. This is a training to get you into understanding ways to promote RPS. I would not send just RPS. I would find a product. I would probably use the Crush and Sculpt pack because it's a brand new pack for just this month. And I would like highlight that. And I'd say, if you want the Crush and Sculpt after this month, here's Crush and here's Sculpt on its own URLs because that pack will go away and they probably want the same some discounts and RPS gives you 10% off.
Yeah, good point, Dylan. Yeah, and so again, reemphasizing what he said, this can be done in any way. If you want to make the pitch specific to a product, just add in, can you make this RPS pitch specific to krill oil, and then add the link to krill oil. I will answer the question in the chat about why krill oil is RPS only. I will say we've answered this 3 times, the last 2 ambassador trainings and on the RPS launch for krill oil.
And root you.
Happy, yes, and root you. So 4 times, but I am happy to answer it again. The reason krill oil is RPS only is because of the difficulty in getting the product that goes into the ingredients for it. And so Dr. Ram gave a talk about this, how it is very finely sourced and it comes from a limited source. And to make sure we are sustainable, there will be limited supplies of krill oil. And so the best way to make this available is through RPS so that we can measure what is the popularity of it and make sure, 1, we are maintaining our sustainable supply, and 2, we are making sure that our most loyal customers are getting access to this. The last thing to say is Clayton really wanted, and we talked about this at the beginning of 2025, we wanted to continue to add resources for ambassadors to promote RPS. And so that is why route travel and krill oil are additional tools you all can use to pitch RPS. Because again, as ambassadors, remember everybody on this call is ambassador mindset. By becoming a route ambassador, you go past the customer mindset. So as ambassador mindset, RPS customers are one of the key measurements for your commissions and growth as ambassadors. And so this is a great tool for you all to use to help grow your RPS customer base and really grow your ambassador positions. So I did put in here, and I'll put in here again, I did a French version, a German version, and an English version. Again, for the translations, you can make a copy of this and change any of the wording in there that is not correct. I am not promising that everything is translated correctly. Our translation team is very busy, and our marketing team is very busy doing a lot of Black Friday or holiday sale items. And so I just did this myself. I know it won't be perfect. So again, make a copy and you all can fix the translations yourself. If it doesn't make sense, just modify it a little bit. The other thing I wanted to do is give you a sneak peek. There's not a translation of this. It's only in English. But Dylan, you hit on it perfectly. A great way to grow your RPS in the month of November is with route travel. A lot of people will be traveling during the holiday season to see friends and family. It also is very affordable and there's a lot of benefits for it. And so I did the same exact thing for route travel. I took a copied the link for route travel and put it in ChatGPT and asked for it to make a pitch deck to new customers. And so I'm going to share that as well here. If you need it in a different language, again, just take this English version. You can go to ChatGPT and say, translate it into German or French, and it will do it for you. And then you just need to go in and modify the translation to make sure it makes sense. But I did want to go over a couple of the key things about talking about it, and that is the key selling points and the messaging behind it. Dylan and Marty, if I missed anything in this,
We'll let you know.
yes, route travel pitch. So there are 6 key like pitching or selling points that it goes over. And so I wanted to go over that real quick. So one of the key things is that you can save up to, and that is not correct. That is why you make sure that it is doing everything correctly. You can save up to 70%. Now it's usually 30 to 40% with travel, but the fact you can save up to 70% on hotels is huge. Okay. I don't think people focus on that enough. I think they just kind of pitch it as a, hey, there's this new travel thing we're doing with our group. You should add it to your RPS. People need to know why they're joining something. And so talking about how they will save is a huge thing.
Can I mention something with that too?
Yeah.
I know our German community travels a lot in summer, but I do know for a fact that this is the heaviest travel part of the year for most countries because of like the holiday season coming up here pretty soon. This is a great month to get people onto this so they can get their benefits for December. December and January, people will be traveling a lot. And you can even have ChatGPT say, can you orientate this to before holidays? Can you make the wording for the sales pitch sound more for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever the season might be? And this is the perfect time to get them on your RPS for the challenge, but also to save them money on their almost guaranteed travel. If they're already going to travel, might as well get this.
Thank you, Dylan. Other thing is that there are VIP access and exclusive deals. So the group that we partner with, RSI Vacations, they have special access to certain deals in certain places. And so there might be places that don't show up on other sites or that don't do discounts normally, but you will find them through Route Travel. And so anytime people feel like they're getting VIP access or special access, that is a great tool to use to help pitch it. Next thing is the amount of variety. So you get major brand name hotels, you get small local hotels, you get more resort places or 5-star hotels. There is a lot of variety so that everybody can use it. So if you're going to Dexter, Missouri in the middle of nowhere, or if you're going to Nashville, Tennessee, or if you're going to Paris, France, there are hotels and a wide variety of hotels in every area. Well, Dexter, Missouri has about 3 hotels, so you only get those 3, but everywhere else there's a large variety. Another thing is the exclusivity of Route Prime. So you can only get route travel through Route Prime. And when you join Route Prime, you automatically get a lot of other benefits. So again, somebody that joins the Route Travel is also going to get access to the limited time sales and the special products that are available in Route Prime without doing anything extra. Because again, Route Prime is free to be part of. You just have to have that product in your cart. And so having Route Travel as a product that somebody's getting, they get access to a lot of these other Route Prime benefits. Last 2, the freedom, adventure, and community. So Root Brands really pitches itself as a community. Like that is our thing, a community business. You get to spend time with those that you connect with through the Root ecosystem. And so being able to travel and maybe meet some of those people or go do group trips together or go explore places together, we want to promote that as for ambassadors and customers in the Root ecosystem. And so we really would encourage, especially you all as ambassadors, to use this route travel because it is a great way to maybe do a once a year team gathering. And you can find a great deal for affordable hotels where you all stay at the same place. I want to give a shout out to our US ambassadors, and this might have happened elsewhere, and I just don't know about it. But I know a lot of our US ambassadors used this mentality when they did the Nashville event and traveled to Nashville. They stayed at the same hotels, a lot of them, and they did like their own little community events, and a lot of them used route travel. And so even though they were going to, the Root HQ events, they might have done brunch together and did their own community things. And that was amazing to see. And then the last thing is the low cost. It is $27 per month. You can cancel at any time. And it is great because you honestly will save basically from one trip. So one trip usually saves you your $27, especially if you are going 2 or 3 nights. And so it really is a great thing to use to just check and see if there's affordable deals because you're going to make your money back. If not with one trip, then at least with 2 trips. So again, this is all on the document. You can translate it into different languages, but I wanted to show you all how we can use tools online to help us come up with ideas to grow and make fun events, activities, or pitch decks for our community. Again, don't always fully rely on that. You need to use your human eye and add stuff in to make it good, but it is great for a starting point. And it sounded like Dylan or Marty might have had something.
Just so everyone's aware, there's not edit access on that document. If you want to take that and edit it, just copy it to a new file and make a new one. So I feel like that was going to be a question for later.
Yes, thank you for that.
Um,
So I did want to open it up for, well, actually, Marty, do you have anything to add? I know you use this much more than I do, so
No,
I
I
don't know
just
if I
you
missed
you're
anything.
you did it. First of all, I'm super proud of you. You did a great job. I mean, wow.
Learn from you
I
and
mean,
Clayton.
yeah. Well, yeah, because it's just like you said, it's a starting point. It's not what you use to go out and teach, it's what you use to give yourself more tools to go out and sell or showcase an item. Exactly what Dylan said. You can put any product you want in there and it'll give you a starting point that you can create whatever you want to create out of it.
something too, you can ask it to do comparisons for products, especially.
Hmm.
Like, I hate going back to this every time, but if you want to find a better product than Crush or Sculpt on the market, you're not going to. So as a salesperson, I would want to know why it's better and not just wait for me to make a video or do something like that. I mean, use these tools that we're giving you, but also play around with everything and see what is going to benefit you in the long run. Um, and then for questions, I want to make sure that we're circling back because I know we have 15 minutes left, but the point of this call is to benefit people on understanding RPS, but also because we have a challenge this month and we're 10 days into it, people are going to start getting the challenge level ones. And I want to make sure that everyone on this call understands how to get the RPS challenge and all the challenges for this holiday season. So are there any questions on RPS, the challenges, the products we talked about, anything like that?
I do got the videos that we're going to share today too.
Oh yeah.
The Dylan videos done in English, German, and French.
Is that where like it's moving my mouth for me?
No, that's what Instagram did. Instagram was able to add an AI generated voice in whatever language you're
Yeah. Yeah.
illustrating.
There's videos where I talked about the Power Pack, the month for just November. I talked about the benefits of Crush and Sculpt together, and the deal. So I guess those will go out today.
I think Marty just put that in the chat. And so, Marty, it's English, French, and German for that translations,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
You really cannot multitask, can you?
No, I was responding. Did he say that?
Yeah, but I got it. It's good. It's good. We're good.
But just to make sure, guys, I believe that those videos will be in English, French, and German.
And German too, remember.
German, yes.
Yeah.
I like how
Um,
I know that they have to translate that every time, so it's probably so annoying.
I'm gonna put the different articles one more time in the chats below. Again, these are for you to take and make your own copies of so that you can use out. I think it will be very helpful. And our hope is that you will use this, especially in this month of November, to really grow, like Dylan was mentioning. What we would love, and I'm sure Dylan and Fi will be very excited about this, but if we had 100 people get 10 new RPS members and we had to send out swag bags to all of them, I would be very happy. Dylan and
Yeah.
Fi might be tired after doing that, but we very much would want a ton of people to get it. And so we just encourage you all. Again, if you have 10 customers underneath you and none of them on an RPS, just talk with them about this. That could be your 10. And you don't know until you try.
So, Elizabeth, we cut off the minimum for the shipping for the entire month. Every single RPS order of returning or new customers will be free shipping. And of course, there is a minimum for rewards. We're opening up for the shipping only.
Wow.
Which I have to really, I do want to stress that again. I think Jill mentioned a little bit, but to open up free shipping of any order is pretty insane that we've never done before. So big congratulations to that. But thank you, Clayton. You know, he's not on the call, but that's huge. And as an ambassador, I would definitely take advantage of that because it's free shipping plus 10% off. That is the best deal I think I've ever heard of. No other. I've done my due diligence and I've been around the block for a bunch of products and supplements throughout my time. No other supplement company has ever had a deal such as that. So this is pretty insane.
Some Well, we still have some time for questions if you all have them, but I wanted to do our giveaway. So Dr. Ram and Clayton have asked that we start doing giveaways for those in attendance. So it has to be people on the call. And I wanted to reward, since we were talking about RPS, those who had RPS people signed up. And so I wanted to pick a couple people from our top five-ish current people in the RPS contest to give a little surprise to. And so the first one would be how do Aiku Boz. If you are here, you'll be our first person to win. But if you're not here, we'll give it to somebody else. Just raise your hand if you are here.
Come on, I want to see this.
That looks like a no. Our second person that I was going to do was Margaret Kemp. Oh, she is here. There we go.
I was going to change my name to Margaret and raise my hand.
Yeah. So Margaret is actually going to get a $100 coupon that we are going to send to her for her work on the RPS contest. And so I wanted to see if she'll unmute, and then we'll have one more winner as well.
Margaret.
If you don't want to talk, that is fine as well. But we will, if you email Dylan or myself, we'll get that coupon. Oh, there she is. Hey, Margaret.
Ja, ich möchte mich ganz herzlich bedanken. Ich musste gerade zwischendurch noch meine Dusche reparieren. Danke, danke, danke. I'm so happy.
Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
congratulations.
We will email you and send that coupon to you. And then one more winner looks like Nurse Christie, who I believe is here because I think I saw her messaging.
She is.
I believe she has 3 signups so far as well.
Oh, well, in that case, Chrissy, ignore my message. I guess that counted then. Oh, they signed up on the 31st and it processed the first, so that's why that worked. That's good.
Nurse Christy, there you are. So we will send you a $100 coupon as well.
Thank you, Duquesne.
No problem. Congrats. We're glad we could do this. And Nurse Christy, make a note there. We will continue to give little shout outs and prizes like this to people who attend the calls. We'll change it up every week so it's not the same people getting it every single time. But just thank you all for your work on this. Please reach out if you have questions on the contest or how to talk about RPS or anything like that. And thank you all for being amazing. Oh,
You're
there's a
welcome.
question. Let's start messaging Vanya so I don't forget.
Hi all.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. I have a question. ChatGPT is amazing. We know that. Would it be possible for people not to keep asking about the right prompts, that you give us maybe a list of some prompts? Like to give us some ideas? Or is that too much? Like, I mean, I know we can use our own brain.
It's going to be pretty specific on what you want it to do. Like I might do a prompt that says, make me an RPS benefit using this link and design it for someone who needs help with amino acids. I don't know. But like
So,
you can do whatever you want to on those prompts, and every time it gives you an answer, you can always go back and you can ask it to change it this way or
oh yeah,
orientate by this. Um,
totally.
you can also have it do a graphic for you too. Like you can say, take this information and make it a post for Instagram. Like you can do
Mhm.
anything you want with that.
I would say you need to pay for the chat GPT to do that. So if you want to use posts, I would probably use the Now site just because that is part of it as well. But that is a good point, Dylan, that it does all of that.
Yeah, and I will say the reason I don't want to give like prompts is because I always felt like as a coach, also my high school team won state, just let everyone know that. Congratulations to my team. Great. Anyway, as a coach, if you tell a kid just what to do, they will do that, but not try to do something else. So play around with it and expand, and it's you can erase whatever it is and you can try again, but play around
Thing is,
with it.
yeah, I agree with you. The thing is just like maybe I'm going to do it myself to give it to my ambassadors so they just have like an inspiration. Hey, we can do that. That's actually more the thought. Like and then still to leave the room open, you know?
Yeah, I would encourage every ambassador here to actually go do just that and come up with a couple prompts and mess around with it. I don't think we're going to come up with prompts because I do, again, my entire education is in teaching. And so from everything I learned, when you give people exactly what to do, kind of what Dylan said, it puts them in a box. And so what I would really encourage is that you all go and try it yourself and mess around with it. And then next call on Monday, we can leave some time aside and we can maybe clean up some of those prompts. But the best tool to educate people is to give them a real life example, which is what we did today. And so for everybody here, you all saw that. Give them an example that they can compare it to. So that's why I gave you the examples I did, and you can modify that, and then encourage everybody to do it themselves. And so it's called I do, we do, you do. So anybody who gets a master's or doctorate in education or training knows that's the best way to educate. And so that's what we did today. We did an I do. So I showed you how I did it. We do a we do, which is me giving you the example and letting you modify it. And then a you do is the step we're at now. So I would encourage everybody to go do it yourselves. And then what we do after that is we come back and we refine it and make it better. So I would encourage everybody to do that. We'll come back next week and we'll refine it and see how we can make it better.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful call.
Thank you.
Let's see, we get Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm showing my face this time. Thank you for all the tips. Yeah, I'm gonna replay this when it gets posted tomorrow just to make sure that I got everything. And I was wondering if Black Friday deals this month are gonna come out once a week. I heard something about Sunday nights. Or are they gonna be like after Thanksgiving? And can we get a list of upcoming planned Black Friday deals? And the reason I want to do this is not to like give them out, but to like make sure that my customers don't order something now that's going to go on sale later.
So Elizabeth, I actually replied back to your comment on that one, so I'll take this one. As I said in the comment, we are going to give out to ambassadors a day before the deal what it's going to be. So meaning like Sunday night, you'll know what the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday deal is. You'll know
Okay.
Wednesday what the Thursday, Friday deal is, and so on and so forth. We've also mentioned we're going to have the deal run for minimum 48 hours. That way your community has enough time to do this. We've covered this on a couple calls now. But the
Yeah.
information
So
will
the
be
answer is no. The answer is no, we're not going to get an advance list only like the day before it goes live. And did we have one go live Sunday night, like last night? Because
It's
I
not-
didn't get anything. Huh?
The sales are all going to start the week before the holidays. So it will start the 24th. We do have some limited time deals going on right now. And so that's the power pack, which will be live all November. And then that's the free shipping for RPS. And so those were the two deals that we started November 1st that will go all month long. But otherwise, any of the sales won't start until the 24th.
it's a good segue to say always join ambassador calls because we will, as before, cover all that information.
Okay, so in other words, if my customer orders like a Trinity pack now and it goes on sale on the 24th, then they paid full price. So
Yeah, and they can order some again so they can stock up and they can order some gifts, but that's the way that most companies do sales, so we're going to continue to do that.
all right, thank you.
Nurse Christie and then I'm messing up on the name, so I'm going to call on you next, but Nurse Christie first and then we'll get the last question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mhm.
I'm not showing my face because I'm under the weather. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
And kind of in a response to the gal who was asking about prompts, um, it it's hard to give prompts also because are you posting on social media or are you talking to somebody one-on-one directly? And you're gonna get different responses from AI based on how you're communicating. And so, like for me, I do most of my communicating one-on-one or myself to a group of people. I don't do most of my connections posting on social media. So I'm going to get a little bit different response than somebody who only posts on social media. And so that's another reason why with doing using the AI as a tool. And then I will also say that the AI is great. But I like to change it up a little bit. I don't always go to Chat GPT. I don't always go to a Now site. I have like 5 or 6 different AIs that I use that all are a little bit different. And so you're going to get a little bit different answer, even though they all track from what's on the web. And then the last thing, and I don't know if Duquesne if he knows this or not, but or if everybody else knows this, but when Duquesne says please and thank you to his AI, that's part of his AI knowing how to create a response that's personal to Duquesne. So there's been theories about don't be personal, don't ask please because it's a computer system, but that's part of who you are, and part of who you are is being who you are so that you can get a response that's more catered to being personal. If you're impersonal to the AI, you're going to get a very generic and impersonal response that doesn't really help you have a personal AI assisted response. So I just wanted to share that information. I hope it helps. Um, I hope people understand that I use it a lot, so that's my experience.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nurse Christie. No, I hadn't even thought about that, but that actually is interesting. Yeah, I just am my mom, yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, and please and thank you. It's a hard habit to break, so that's where mine comes from. We have time for one last question, and then we will have to head out. Please email us if you have additional questions we didn't get to.
Avdokia, if you want to ask your question, you can go ahead.
Budem hovoriť po slovensky. Ja som chcela povedať tej dotyčnej, čo sa pýtala vlastne, ako vytvoriť na tú otázku pre chat GPT. A keď to Duquesne ukazoval, tak ja som to hneď urobila, tak po svojom. A dala som požiadavku presne na krylový olej. No a vytvorila mi teda umelá inteligencia celkom zaujímavú ponuku. Ponúkla sa, že to dá do nejakej grafiky, tak som s tým súhlasila, ale grafika sa mi nepáčila. Ešte napísala som, že aby mi tam zdôraznila, že ten krylový olej je úplne bez ťažkých kovov, aby to tam zakomponovala a nejak to zvýraznila. Takže perfektne to urobila a ešte mi to ponúkla, že mi to dá do PDF-ka a to už bolo celkom dobré. Takže treba sa s tým len pohrať, si myslím, a vlastne dať tam, ako hovorila predchádzajúca účastníčka, že dať tam to svoje, čo potrebujem, aby tam bolo podľa mojej povahy, podľa mojej nátury a tak, ako ja robím, tak proste, tak mi to aj urobí. A ja môžem súhlasiť a môžem to použiť a nemusím, alebo môžem si to ešte upraviť. Takže je to fajn, ďakujem.
Thank you. No, that was a great point. So thank you for adding all that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Again, please reach out either on WhatsApp or through email if you have additional questions. Thank you for our translators for staying a little longer. And we'll talk with you all soon. Bye, everyone.